Alright guys, so continuing with our series on how to work Newton's laws both in equilibrium and with acceleration, let's start with number 2, which is something both simpler and yet more complex in some respects than number 1. Let's read it quickly. A bird sits on top of a statue of Einstein. Draw free body diagrams for the bird and the statue. Specifically indicate any interaction pairs between the two diagrams. So, any interaction pairs between the diagrams. So, of course, we need first a point to determine Einstein's head, very massive, and another point to determine the little bird, not so massive. And so, if this is Einstein and you want a free body diagram for him, then you probably think that the Earth is pulling on him this way, so that will be mg. And then there is a normal force exerted by the ground on him, going upwards. Now, the fact that it is not accelerating probably tells you that those two forces are equal in magnitude. But then there is a third force, because your little bird is acting on the statue. However, before we draw that one, we might want to think about what's happening to our bird over here. The bird has a gravitational force, m2g, and then it has a normal force. And this normal force is exerted by Einstein. So, Einstein's head is actually holding up your bird. So that's your force of Einstein on the bird. Now, Newton's third law forces us to consider that if this is an interaction between Einstein and the bird, then we must have a third force on Einstein's free body diagram, which will be the force of the bird on Einstein. And so these two are what we will consider an interaction pair. One of them is exerted by Einstein, that will be this one. One of them is exerted by the bird, and that will be this one. And so that's the interaction that we're trying to analyze. Therefore, one of the consequences of the third law is that the normal force exerted by the ground is actually not equal to Einstein's weight. It is rather equal to Einstein plus the bird's weight. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching.